with the rate hold, it has given them a sense of calming, so that they can really get some confidence in the market, at least for the next 4 months, because that's how long I can lock in their rates, to go out there and take their time versus rush in and buy that next house that comes up.
Are you a candle guy?
No.
A good vanilla? In a bath? Anyways, okay. All right. Well, this time of year, it's stressful.
I think we should go to our guest before.
Hey, everybody. Well, oh, no, I'm excited. We're excited. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Welcome. We didn't talk about that. Welcome to Real-Tor Talk. I'm Murray. This is Jesse, your hosts. We're happy to see you guys again. So I hope you're listening and watching.
We were excited.
We were very excited. And apparently, I only own one shirt. Yeah, no.
From the last episode, he's still wearing the same. No.
We're filming the same day. This guy brought extra clothes. I didn't. So, anyways, we're in the same shirt.
I'd like to say I have a
same
wardrobe specialist and a makeup artist and a caterer. No, not that status yet. Maybe when we're on with that Netflix show with all the Selling
Sunset or
Selling Sunset. Yeah. Sorry, I can only
we should start our own Selling Winnipeg.
I'm cut off at all the housewife shows that I watch. That I can't watch a lot of other reality shows. Anyways, our watch party for housewives, that's on our other YouTube channel when we discuss the latest housewives of New York, Orange County, all those ones.
There you go.
You watch them. Come on.
I do not.
Okay.
Actually, I don't. But anyways,
well,
kids probably do.
Yeah. Well, welcome all the kids. We're cool with the ins and the outs of the inside worlds of the social media. We got a lot of Riz. Have you heard that one?
We can't start talking. They will shut us off in a second and never come back. So don't.
Here's another one for you. Everybody out there, we preach for joining in. That's appreciate. Preach. Well,
there's apparently a dog running around here. That's awesome.
Okay. Well, anyways, welcome to another episode of Real-Tor Talk here. We've got an exciting episode here. Dana Walsh from RBC is going to talk about, hey, interest rates. They didn't change 8 to 10 times like they did last year, but we're going to talk about that stuff. We always like to showcase local, though. So let's jump into that. This time of year, we're in November, which means Mariah Carey, she's screeching it out there that it's Christmas just around the corner.
I heard some people put their trees up on Halloween.
Some people do that, and it's all good.
We put ours up on November 11th after all the Remembrance Day stuff. We always put it up early, but I think that Halloween's a little early. But if you love Christmas that much, good on you.
It's on its way. And one of the things that people love to get ready for Christmas is the big countdown. Advent calendars, boy, have they exploded. Whether it was the pandemic, we were locked in and we needed something, to do daily. Yep. But there's a lot of great shops. I didn't want to mention one or two. There's so many. DeLuca's, I've done a wine advent calendar for. Farmery does one. Even the big box stores are doing them now.
You can go to the LC and just buy one from them too, right? So
that's another thing too. Yeah, so. Didn't your wife do that one time? Buy like
no, she kind of custom made me my own.
But you're still supporting local, right?
Yeah. So she kind of custom made my own. But there's all kinds of advent calendars. You can custom make them yourself, whatever. But like you name it. Like I saw one the other day that was actually cocktails where they gave you the mixes and everything to make cocktails. So there's tons of ideas out there, and there's something to meet everyone's budget. If you just got a low budget, they do sell chocolate ones that you can go and get and just have little chocolate stuff. So don't worry about spending it. It's all about, as I'm gonna say, it's all about the thought that counts, because it's about giving and making people feel special. So
that's right.
That's what it's got to be about, and you can do it affordably. You don't have to go over the top.
No, you don't. No, I saw a recent one. I get candles from this fantastic person in Transcona, and she just put out an advent calendar. Are you a candle guy?
No.
A good vanilla in a bath. Anyways, okay. All right. Well, this time of year, it's stressful.
I think we should go to our guest before.
Well, talking about, bring in Dana Walsh, because you know what? This time of year and with interest rates, we need candles. We need aromatherapy. We need trips to Thermia and stuff like that, because it's crazy times. Dana, do you have a favorite candle fragrance?
That's an interesting question.
I told you we were going off the cuff here on the show. I'm a vanilla guy.
I enjoy vanilla. Also like clean linen. It's a good one.
Yes. Because you know what's good about that scent is because you can enjoy that scent knowing that you didn't have to spend all day doing the laundry.
So true.
Right?
So true.
Right? So that's true.
Because yes, I do my linen to run it through the house so my house will smell like clean linen.
It's nothing like it.
And I gotta say the candle probably doesn't actually smell like clean linen. So
This guy doesn't know anything about candles, Dana, but that's for
I
Does.
burns them all the time.
It
and it's
does smell like
so
clean
great.
linen.
and that's a fantastic sin, and that's for our other podcast, Carlson Candles. So check that one out on YouTube. Anyways, Dana, we're talking about maybe a lot of people lighting their favorite scents because to kind of calm them down. There's a lot of things going crazy. Of course, Dana, you're with RBC, mortgage specialist extraordinaire. I've used you personally as well with business. I thank you for everything in the past. But yeah, some crazy times lately. What's been going on lately? We finally held 2 months in a row, or two rates in a row.
Yes, thank goodness. Yeah, really, which is very calming for a lot of clients, seeing that it did hold, especially a lot of my clients that are rate or house hunting as for you. That's just given them a lot of confidence to go out there and continue to house hunt. I think that with the rate hold, it has given them a sense of calming, so that they can really get some confidence in the market, at least for the next 4 months, because that's how long I can lock in their rates, to go out there and take their time versus rush in and buy that next house that comes up. So they're at least able to take a breath and go out there and shop for the right house, not just anything in the market right now.
Yeah, and that's key to be calming in, as we always remind people, one of the biggest decisions that people are going to make in their lives. And I think that's what is kind of better about this year and hopefully into 2024, after we saw 8 to 10 changes last year. I know many times, and Murray and I are going to mention this during the episode, unless all of a sudden, are you the one that has the crystal ball? Are you lucky enough to have one of those? Because we don't have one of those.
I wish I did. I would be so wealthy, but unfortunately I don't. I just don't. And that, yeah, if you find one, please let me know.
So if you don't have that crystal ball, if you don't give out vanilla scented candles to clients, what are you kind of telling people? It works, Murray. What are you telling kind of people right now to kind of calming some fears down? What are you telling people?
That we just aren't seeing, if those people were on the fence, if they first-time home buyers especially, that the rates aren't looking to come down anytime soon. Every economist within RBC for sure, our projections are they're not looking to come down until even 2025, like beginning of 2025. So if buying a home is their dream, is their need, and I'm in the business of finding a product that a client needs, not selling anything, then you need to get into looking for a house now, because I think homes are really a good price right now. So even though the rates are a little bit high as far as we're used to, I think that the price, your payment at the end of the day, is going to level out. So you get the house a little bit cheaper than it was maybe a year and a half ago. But yes, your rate's a little bit higher, but it works itself out, right? If you buy lower, yes, the rate's a little bit higher, but they work out to be the same. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
And as we know, rates don't only affect people that are buying houses. Everyone's going to be renewing, and I'm sure you're going to have a ton of, well, according to what we've heard, you're going to have a huge chunk of renewals coming up at RBC very shortly. What kind of advice are you giving people on terms they should be taking? What should they be doing different than what they're doing today?
A good question. A lot of first-time home buyers usually, like on average, normally take a 5-year term. Like that's just what they've been known to take and the advice they look at. This year, I'm looking at the 3-year for most clients. I just think that, especially with the advice and the advice of the economists we're looking at, if rates are looking at starting to come down at the beginning of 2025, if you look at that timing, RBC right now is allowing you to early renew 2.5 or 6 months early. So that would get you to 2.5 years. So you're in control at that stage. You don't have to early renew at the 2.5 year stage, but you're in control. So 6 months early, you can start looking at rates, and at any point after that, you can look at the rates at that point, and you can decide when you renew. So if the rates are falling, which is a good point, good start for you, you decide when you pull that trigger and you renew. So if a client, like a first-time home buyer, is in a 3-year term right now, then you're only committing to that higher rate for 2.5 years. So yeah, you're going to be in there for 2.5 years, but you're not committing to 4.5 years or that 5-year term. So that's my advice right now, is that yeah, we know that rates are a little bit higher than we're used to, but let's only commit to being high for the 2.5 years, not 4.5 to 5.
And also great advice is not to go out and buy that F-150 and that new boat and maybe get a cottage during the winter.
Right. Also not suggesting to max out your budget right now at these high interest rates. Like, everything is high rates across the board, as well as your grocery bill, right? So with inflation being so high, we're just finding everything, including your night out, right? Like your bill at the restaurants are high. With the increase of minimum wage, I've seen every restaurant increase their prices. So I'm just finding it doesn't matter what you do, your bill that you used to have on an everyday basis is just more than it used to be. So yeah, I just find that your day-to-day bills that we don't include on your mortgage application just isn't what it used to be. So your cash flow that you thought you had is just getting eaten up. So you really have to take a look at your cash flow when you're trying to buy a house.
I think what you're going to experience is people are going to cut back on those things of going out for dinners and that, just because the house is more important than going for dinner, going to a Jets game, going to a Bomber, whatever, right? Those things are going to suffer.
Exactly. Those people, like the people that are going to make that priority are going to have to make those decisions, right? They're just going to have to say, I want to buy a house and that's my priority. But the ones that don't get into trouble, and we just don't want that.
Yeah, and I'll just reverse a little bit there. The fine people at Ford, I'm not putting down F-150s. It's a fantastic truck.
Right,
from all my
you don't want
experiences in the past, it just might not be a great time for everyone to purchase one. Dana, before we let you go, just a couple things as we kind of feel as the weather has changed, things happen differently during the winter. We start thinking a lot differently. So again, no crystal ball. But what advice can you give to people as they are sitting in their homes? We talk to people about, you're going to be looking at your home a lot differently. And maybe that's when you want to make a move in the spring. But from your side of things, as people go into Christmas time, but also January and February, what some advice are you giving people without that crystal ball that they should be thinking about?
Yeah, good question as well. If you're planning, like if you're deciding what you're going to do, if you already own and your plan is to get ready to purchase in the spring, then if you're going to be selling your house, you might want to use these winter months to do some renovations and get your house ready to sell. So take this time to get those renos done. Because if you're going to be starting to look, you want your house ready. You don't want to be taking another couple months to then get your house ready to sell. Get your house decluttered. Spend this winter months not just sitting on the couch watching TV. Get decluttering, because that's like, as you guys would know, it's the hardest thing to do, and it takes a long time. Just start getting rid of things during these couple, like January, February, to declutter, because it takes so long to do. So if you're thinking of selling, start getting your house ready, because if you want to move spring is the hottest market and you'll want to have your house ready to sell. Otherwise, start saving as much as you can. I know Christmas is coming, but if your goal is to purchase and you're a first-time home buyer, you might want to not go on that winter trip this year. You might want to save, and you might want to just use, like, it might be your Christmas present to yourself is to save this year, and not buy those big extravagant gifts. So just some different thoughts. Your Christmas gift might be your new home. So just maybe save.
Right now,
Yeah,
I know
so it's a few different options.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know Murray and I, when we help people into their new homes and maybe it's an unfinished basement or something like that, and we talk about where that money can come from in different areas, and that's what they're going to be talking to you about. So to go back to that point of, if people during the winter months are going to be thinking about maybe sprucing up the kitchen because they want to sell at a higher, price point and stuff, if they call you and say, this is what we want to do, what would your advice be coming straight from you if someone goes, you know what, we're going to do a little bit of sprucing up to the bathrooms because we know in the spring market it's going to help us? What can you help out people thinking like that?
Yeah, if they're like, the house values still have gone up quite a bit. If you've owned your home for at least, like, say 3 to 5 years, the values in Winnipeg have still gone up. So if you have an existing home, there's definitely potential to look at refinancing and taking some of the equity out of your home. You do have to have at least 20% equity in your house to do a refinance. But it's always a good option if you want to use some of that equity to spruce up your house. If it's a kitchen or bathroom, you'll always get that money back. Would you say, you guys, as well?
Yeah, my background is renovations, and it's definitely a place where people spend the money and people want to see it spent when they come in to look at houses.
Exactly. So those are the type of renovations that if you're wanting to do them, you definitely can come in and talk to a mortgage specialist, and we can help you take the equity out to get those renovations done. So that's something we would love to help you with at RBC.
Good. How about if, because it's challenging times, last question for you, Dana, is with first-time home buyers. There's so many headlines that first-time home buyers are either, maybe we are looking at renting, maybe we're looking at condo, maybe we're not. So what would your advice be going into the winter months? Because we know spring is busier. There's going to be a lot more buyers, whether or not there's going to be offer dates or not. But what is some advice that you give to first-time home buyers, new couples, maybe getting married this winter, people in those situations?
There are a lot of, I'm not sure if you guys have talked about it before, but there's something called a first home savings account that I really want to stress is an amazing new account that first home saving or first time buyers can contribute to. It's like a mix between a TFSA and an RSP. I really recommend that clients would make that contribution before the end of 2023, because you do get an RSP tax receipt, so that they would get a refund on their income taxes when they do them in the beginning of 2024. So if they're looking to buy in the beginning of 2024, it's something that they should do. There is a maximum contribution limit of $8,000 per person. So, and they do have to have room. So just it is something that to look into. But it's an amazing new program, and you don't have to pay it back. So unlike an RSP, where you do end up having the 15 years to put it back, this you do not. So it's amazing. Also, what you mentioned, it is first-time home buyers are going to find homes a bit cheaper throughout the winter. So if this is like, if they're getting married and you do want to live together, it's something that I would continue to house hunt. I do think that the supply might be a little bit less over the winter months, but you might find a home cheaper. And I don't think rates are going to be any different in the spring. So if you're waiting just in case rates are going to go lower, there's not, I don't think that's a reason to wait. So that would be my advice, is to certainly buy now. You might get your house for a bit cheaper than the bidding wars in the spring.
Absolutely. And talk to Dana well in advance. Don't wait until you're writing that offer. Dana, thank you so much. I've probably said thank you to Dana Walsh like over 50, 100 times in the times that we've worked together. So definitely reach out to Dana. We'll give everybody your contact information there. But yeah, don't wait until that last moment. Reach out to you sooner than later, right? So thank you so much, Dana, again, for coming on, and we'll be talking to you soon. Probably more on the phone than in person. That's what we do, right? You and I?
That's what we do. Okay, guys.
We'll get her done. We get her done.
Have a
Come
great-
on.
Take
Okay,
care. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you know what, Marie, there is so many things, you know, whether Dana did talk about or, you know, that we talk about with our clients here, that I just want to quickly repeat as we wrap up the show is don't get this stuff taken care of.
Oh yeah, don't wait.
Don't wait. Make sure the bank has everything in so you know what to look at when it comes to your price range, what position that you need to be in. We've seen so many people that, you know, wait to fully give everything to the bank, and then there's some hiccups along the way.
I mean, even if you're considering, go talk to your bank and see what you can afford, see what you can do, and then that's, you know, you don't have to commit to anything. You can just go and get the information, right? They don't have to do a hard credit check on you. They can literally just say, okay, here's what you make. If everything checks out, you would be eligible for X. You know, and if you share all your debts with them and everything, they'll know exactly what you'll qualify for just based on their inputs. So don't wait. As Michael said on our past podcast, you know, the housing market's not going to crash, and as we just heard, interest rates aren't going to go down anytime soon. And I'm sure they're not. There's too many things that happen right now. If they did lower them, it's from what I've heard, the dollar could crash and other things could happen. And honestly, if rates go down, housing prices are going to go up. So right now is a great time to buy if you're thinking about getting into the market, so that you're not competing with 5 billion people. You know, and as long as the inventory stays the way it is, it's always going to be you're going to be able to purchase. It's just the less people buying right now, the better. And winter months usually slows down. So if you're going to wait till the spring, you're going to be competing. There's no doubt.
I like the thing of don't panic, but plan. Okay. Us good old dads, we always have good advice like that. So thanks everybody for joining us on another episode of Real-Tor Talk. If you guys have any questions for Dana, we're going to give you her contact information there. Back to those advent calendars. I'm going to put some links down at the bottom to the description screen. That candle lady, it was like a tobacco vanilla or whatever. She lives in Transcon. I'll tell you where she
sound like it would smell good.
Oh, I'm going to go home right now. I'm going to light it. It's a 3-wick. It's a 3-wick.
You know what? In all defense, I'm just not a camel guy because I do have issues with the scents. My nose usually starts running and allergies start flaring up. So he's shopping at the wrong one. Maybe that's my candle girl. My wife burns candles all the time, and usually I walk by and it's like, well, I'm sniffling and it's all downhill. I'll hook him up with my candle girl. She's there. There you go. Okay. Thanks very much for joining us, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.